Hi everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we are making this beautiful rainbow scarf. This is super long and it's too big to show a whole thing on camera, but it's super long rainbow colors, and then we make these poms for the ends, which I absolutely love. So I'll get into the supplies and then get into the frequently asked questions, and then we'll get into making this. So I have to say a huge thank you to Lion Brand Yarn for providing the yarn for this project today. This is Hometown Yarn by Lion Brand Yarn. This yarn is pretty bulky. It is a size 6, which is super bulky. So if you can't get specifically Lion Brand yarn, you can get any type of size 6 super bulky yarn, or even a size 5 regular bulky yarn would work for this project. But this is just 100% acrylic yarn. I got one ball of each color of the rainbow. So as you can see here, I'll name them off. This is Cincinnati Red. This is Syracuse Orange. This is Pittsburgh Yellow. This one is Green Bay. Woo, go Pack. This is Reseda JoJo. This is Athens Blue Sky. And then this one is Portland Wine. And then this white color is New York White, which is just for the poms. So you need one ball of each of the colors, and then I ended up getting 2 balls of the white because these pom-poms, I mean, are massive. So I used a little over a full ball of yarn for the poms. But I just used one skein of each, and you could actually probably, most likely, make 2 scarves out of one ball each, because I have quite a bit left because I just used each color for one row. So you could probably make 2 scarves. Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to do all the colors of the rainbow here. I did add this lighter blue in here just to contrast between the dark green and the dark blue, so you can kind of see that separation there. But you can choose any colors you want, 7 colors total. With the white, that's 8 colors, and that's all we need for the yarn. For this super bulky yarn, we are going to be using an N hook, which is 10 millimeters. If you cannot get this hook, you can use a 9mm hook as well. I think that's an L, right? L hook? What's a 9mm? M? M is a 9mm. So
L is 8.
L is 8mm. My dad knows all the hook stuff because he does the Would Be Fancy shop. But I don't have a Would Be Fancy hook in this. The Would Be Fancy hooks have the wooden handles, the ergonomic wooden handles, but I don't have this size, so he's going to make me one. Thanks, Dad. Check out his shop, Would Be Fancy, on Etsy. Little shameless plug there. You're also going to need a scissors and a yarn needle to cut your yarn, sew in your ends. We're going to be cutting with the poms here. I made this very crude Pom Maker, just out of 2 pieces of cardboard. And I show you that later in the tutorial of what I did and how to make the poms. And then a measure tape just to see if you wanted to measure out your scarf and the measurements you wanted to be. So those are all the supplies you're going to need today. This scarf will wrap around twice. It is very bulky, very thick, and it will keep you warm in the winter. And it's super bright and lovely. So I have to say a huge thank you to Lion Brand Yarn for sending all of this yarn for this project and for contributing to our Halloween costumes this year. I'm really excited about it. And thanks to you for watching. Thanks to my dad back there who is over my shoulder filming this whole tutorial for you and posting it up on YouTube. And he is also taking all the photos for this project as well. So thanks to him. And thanks to you for watching again. I appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to our channel here on YouTube and like this video. And let's get started and make this rainbow scarf. Alright, we're going to start off with the red color first. This is Cincinnati Red, and we are going to make a slip knot. So put your short end over your long end, then fold this down over your long end, and pull the long strand through. Pull tight. There's your slip knot. Insert your hook, and we can begin. So I'm going to do foundation double crochets. You can, if you want to chain and double crochet across your foundation chain. That's cool. You can do that. Chain 202 and then double crochet in the third chain from the hook and across. I'm sorry, the fourth chain from the hook. You want to have 200 stitches. Okay, so chain 202, double crochet in the fourth chain from the hook and each chain across if you want to do the chain. But I am going to do the foundation double crochet, so that's super simple. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to go into this third chain from the hook right here. We're going to yarn over our hook, go into that chain, okay, just in one loop or whatever, wherever you want, yarn over and pull it through that loop, okay, just like that. Now we have 3 loops on the hook. We're just going to yarn over and pull through 1 loop. Okay, that creates our foundation chain, but we're with the foundation double crochet stitches, you kind of skip, you kind of do both steps at once. Okay, so this is our foundation chain here. So we still have 3 loops on the hook. We're going to do it like, we're going to finish it like a regular double crochet. So yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then we have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through those other 2 loops. And there is a foundation double crochet. So we're going to make 200 of these. So yarn over, go to the base of this previous stitch. So you can see the stitch post right here. The base of it has this loop right here and here. Okay, so we're going to go through those just like that at the base. Yarn over and pull it through the base just like that. So we have the 3 loops on our hook. Let's make our foundation chain. So yarn over, pull through 1. That makes the foundation chain. And then we're going to make a double crochet. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And there is our next foundation double crochet. So again, yarn over, go into the base, front loop and back loop, just like that. Yarn over, pull through, pull up a little bit to create the chain, yarn over, pull through 1. Okay, 1 loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2, and just do that until you have 200 stitches. If you want to count this as a stitch, you can. So it looks like I have 4 stitches here, 1, 2, 3, 4, but if you don't want that to count as a stitch, then you can ignore it and count 1, 2, 3. That is not going to really matter in this pattern, just because our poms at the end of this pattern are going to be tied to this end, so nobody's going to see your ends of your work. So you can actually make this as long as you want. I'm going to do 200 stitches, but you can do 250 if you want. Just that's going to wrap a scarf around you many times, especially using such thick yarn and such a big hook. You will get a lot of surface area on your piece. So again, yarn over, go to the base of the previous stitch, yarn over, pull through that, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So I'm just going to do that until I have 200 of these. Then at the end of this row, we are going to change color and switch to our orange color. Then once I'm ready to switch color, I'll show you how to do that, and we'll go on to the next row. Okay, so when you're making your last stitch, I'm going to yarn over, pull through here, yarn over, pull through 1 loop to make the foundation chain, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. But we're not going to finish off with this color. We're going to change color for row 2. So let's hold these 2 loops on your hook, grab your new color. This one is orange. This is Syracuse orange on the Hometown USA color. That's its name. So we're going to yarn over with that orange color, the new color, and pull it through both of those loops to finish that stitch off. Then we'll pull our old color tight just to make sure it's secure. Pull our new color tight, let go of our old ends, and just chain 2, 1 and 2, and turn your work around, okay? And that we can now go on to the next row. Now these two colors here, these two little strands, we're going to cut the red and we're going to tie these, but I'll show you that in a minute here. We're going to double crochet across. Now do not forget to get in this first stitch here, yarn over, go into the first stitch right up there. Okay, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So this chain 2 here does not count as a stitch in my work. If you wanted your chain 2 to count as a stitch, just skip this first stitch and double crochet into this next stitch. You should have 200 stitches in every row. And if you need to count it, that's okay. There's only 7 rows in this project, so you can count them. What I've been doing is just double crocheting in each stitch and then at the very end counting my stitches. So I don't have to count as I go. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. So just double crochet across here. You can double crochet into the stitches, or what I actually did on my I made another scarf. You can double crochet in between your stitches. So I'll show you how I did it because that's how I did it in the final project. So you can double crochet into the stitch itself at the top, or you can double crochet between the posts like this. Yarn over, separate the 2 posts, go into the gap, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Separate the posts, yarn over, go down into the gap, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we're just double crocheting in between the posts. And that's what I did for my scarf, my final project. So we're just going to double crochet in between the posts all the way across. And then change color exactly how I showed you here. At the end of your row, change to yellow. On row 3 will be yellow. Row 4 will be green. Then row 5 will be a light blue. It's called Reseda Dojo. Then we have this Athens blue sky for row 6, and then row 7 is going to be this Portland wine purple color. And then our poms are going to be white. So to change color, just do it exactly how I showed you here with the red fastening off. So we finish we're finishing our double crochet. Just pull through the last 2 loops with your new color, chain 2, turn your work, and double crochet across. And then what we'll do, let me grab my scissors here so I can show you how to tie these off. I'm going to cut my old yarn, the red yarn, and we're going to just tie these 2 new colors together, okay, in a knot. And that's okay if you have knots in your work because, again, those poms are going to cover these ends. And then what we'll do, you can sew in as you go, but there's only 7 rows, so you can sew in at the very end if you'd like as well. It's not too big of a headache. And just take your yarn needle and just go underneath the stitches and sew it in. And hide the end. And go back and forth a few times so that it's fully secure and then it won't unravel. And then just cut whatever extra you may have. Be super careful with your scissors. Stretch it out so it's hidden completely. And you can't even tell that that's sewn in. So you just continue with your new color, working in between the posts, making your double crochets. Okay? Make sure to turn your work after every row. But let me get to the end of this row here and I'll show you. I'm just making a little swatch for the tutorial, but I have my big finished scarf. I'll show you in the next clip, but I just want to show you how to finish this row and go on to the next row because it's very similar to between rows 1 and 2, but I just want to show you to make sure we are thorough in here. So your last stitch should be between these 2 posts, just like that. Okay, if you do have one less stitch, you can always double crochet into the chain up stitch. If your stitches come out uneven, to not the 200 stitches that you have. So let me count mine here. I did a swatch of 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So my 15 stitches, if this chain up 2 is not counting as a stitch, which is not in my work, then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I did have to double crochet into that chain stitch to get to the 15 stitches. I'm doing 15 for the swatch, but you can do your 200. Okay, but in this last stitch here, we did have to change color to go on to the next row. So I'm actually going to pull this apart, and instead of finishing this, yarning over and pulling through both of those loops, I'm going to grab my yellow and then yarn over with that and pull that through those 2 loops to finish that stitch, pulling my old color tight, pulling new color kind of tight, chaining up 2 with my new color, turning my work, and then continuing to double crochet between the posts. And I will count again at the end of this row to make sure that I have the right amount of stitches. And then we want to cut our old orange color, tie these 2 in a knot, and then sew in the orange color into the orange thing here. And then that's really it. And you just repeat this for all the colors. So as you can see here, I'm going to move this aside and show you my actual scarf. Okay, and I'll show you, actually, let me take this apart real quick because I'll show you how to fasten off. I fastened this one off already, but I'll show you. Okay, so when you finish, there we go. So we have all 7 colors, and my scarf is really large. It has 200 stitches. So this is really, yeah, it's really long. As you can see, this is what it should look like. And I change color each row, working in between the, it's upside down, sorry. Working in between the posts here. So we did, it looks upside down with the colors, but we worked from red up to purple. So if you flip it, this is like the rainbow. Yeah, red on top and then down to purple. So it goes in the gradient color. So to finish, when you are on your last color here, we are going to fasten off. So you finish your last double crochet, you can yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops there. And then to fasten off, we're just going to chain 1. I cut my yarn already. We're just going to pull it all the way through and pull tight. And then we'll just take our yarn needle and sew in all of our ends and then cut any excess that we may have. So I'm just going to sew this in underneath my stitches. Just like that. Cool. And then just trim any excess that you may have. This is going to look so cool. It already is looking really cool. Really bright and colorful. And I love that the Lion brand yarns come in all the colors of the rainbow in this really thick yarn. This is bulky. There we go. And again, don't worry how your ends look. If you don't like how this looks, it's going to be covered by the poms when we make those. So let me just trim. I sewed in these ends, I just didn't trim like the extra. There we go. Almost done. And be careful with your scissors because you don't want to cut your work. I have done that before. It's terrible. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so both ends are done. You can fold this up so you can see the whole thing. And this will wrap around the neck twice. Okay, and be nice. Okay, so now we have our scarf finished, 7 rows. It's pretty thick. Let's measure this up. It's 6 inches, about 6.5 inches across, which is 16, almost 17 centimeters. Okay, and with this being so thick, I mean, if you double it up around your neck, it'll be about 12 inches around, or up and down. So cool. Now I'm going to grab white, because on the ends of rainbows usually it's like a cloud, or they come out of clouds. So I'm going to try to make these poms to go on the end here like this, and then one more like this. So 2 poms on each end, so you have to make 4 of these poms. So what I ended up doing, you can use a Pom Maker, but what I ended up doing is cutting cardboard, 2 pieces of cardboard like this shape. And this is, let's see here, I think it's also 6 inches. About 6 inches in diameter, almost. Okay, not quite. Close enough. So the circle on the outside is about 6 inches, and then just a little tiny circle in the middle just so you can wrap, and cut this so you can wrap your yarn. And what we're going to do, I'll make one here because I need one more. I have to make 4 of these. So I advise you to make 4 of these poms. Or you can do them in all the colors. That'd be kind of cool if you just like wrapped 7 of these color strands and just like wrapped them and did like rainbow poms. But you want to start with the yarn on the outside of this piece like this and just wrap around like this. Okay, and we're just going to wrap all the way around. I'm going to actually go 1 layer around and then 1 layer back. So once I have it all wrapped around like this, I'll come back and show you what to do next. Okay, so I'm finishing up here. I went 1 row this way and then on top of that row back. You want to end on the outside, just like where you started. So we're going to trim that. Even if it's a little long, no big deal. We'll do some hair cutting later. So then what you want to do is set this on a table and then kind of separate the 2 cardboard pieces and trim your pieces. Okay, but make sure that they stay in place. So I'm going to keep my hand down on here and use my thumb to go like this. Also, you need a long strand of yarn, about 12 inches long. Maybe a little longer. And we're going to take a tail of it that's going to tie to the scarf, so like 6 or 7 inches, and then go between the 2 pieces of cardboard, and this is what's going to tie these strands together in the center here. Okay, so don't cut this yarn, use it as a guide. Okay, I'm just going to trim with my scissors between the 2 pieces of cardboard, just like this, and as I move along I'm going to trail this along and continue trimming. Okay, they make actual Pom Makers that are way easier to use, but this is the cheaper option because I buy things from Amazon all the time and I have Amazon boxes lying around, and I just cut those just like this and just keep cutting. So I'm going to do that all the way around, and then once I've finished cutting I'll show you what to do next. Alright, I'm coming up to the end here. Just a little bit more trimming to do. There we go. So once you're all trimmed up, make sure that you keep your long strand together. Make sure no loose ends or anything falls apart. And it's easier to do it on this side of the piece. So I have this equal, all equal. We're going to tie this in a knot. Okay, so we're just going to go like this and then tie it and pull tight. And you can see in the center there, as I pull it all tight, it's going to cinch in the middle. Okay, what I like to do is tie it once like that, flip it, and tie it on this side, opposite of that knot. and then tie that tight and pull really super tight without breaking your yarn. And then I like to tie it in a double and triple knot in the middle. Okay, so there's a double and a triple. Okay, and then once you have it all cinched in there, you can remove the cardboard like that, shake it out, and there's a pom. Now we just want to do a little haircut because it's kind of uneven. You can see some of these longer strands here. So I'm just going to do a little hair cutting, give it a little trim, make it more rounded. Looking good. That looks pretty good, huh? There's some cardboard pieces in there. How's that look? Oh, there's a long strand right there. It's like pruning your garden, the bushes in your garden. There we go. Love it. Okay, so we can just like swipe that aside. And we need to make 4 of these, so make sure that you have 4. What are we doing? Good? Okay, so there it is. Voila. So we're going to do 4 of these, and then we're going to tie these to the end of our scarf. And you can just use your fingers for this one. So I'm just going to loop it in this corner and tie these 2 strands tight in a knot, just like that. And then I'm actually going to cut these strands long as the pom, so it'll look like it's part of the pom. Just like that. Can't even tell. See? It's knotted on there, but you can't even tell where I cut those yarn pieces. Looks good. So 1 pom there, and then another pom on the opposite corner. I'm just going to go around the posts, kind of feeling for it right there. Love it. And then just tie it in a knot. Super tight. You could do a double or triple knot. Maybe I'll do a triple knot. Okay. And then cut them as long as your pom. And you won't even tell. See? Doo-doo-doo. How cool is that? I love it! Oh my gosh! Oh, this has some long strands I didn't clip. There we go. Alright, and then the opposite end needs 2 poms as well. And these are like the clouds. I love it. This is such a cute idea. You know, you could use this project for all different colors, or you can do it one color, one solid color, and then do like contrasting poms. That'd be kind of cool. You could use this for like Pride Week, or just showing off your rainbow love. Or what I'm using this for is our Halloween costumes. Hint, hint. So you can use it however you like, or just have it for fun fashion and stay warm this winter. There we go. I'm just tying my 4th pom on in this corner. I'm going to do triple knots. There we go. And trim that up. Boom. Done. There it is! Our rainbow scarf is finished! That was such a quick project. I absolutely love it. It looks so wonderful. I'm going to go clean up my mess But I thank you so much for watching and learning how to make this simple scarf with me. And huge thank you to Lion Brand Yarn for providing the yarn for this project. I hope you can grab all the colors in this thick yarn. This is so wonderful. And also a huge thank you to my dad who's filming this tutorial for me. This is seriously so beneficial because I try filming myself, you guys, and it's so difficult. So it's really great to have him zoom in and show you the fiber and where I put the stitches and everything. So that's great. And thanks to you for watching. All right, until next time, happy hooking.